to the new 1 hour candle. The content of this meeting is now being sent to one or more groups. Don't show me that again. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. But we are live. All the things you guys already know, all the disclaimers, all the things we're supposed to talk about. But just in case not, obviously disclaimer that says, that's kind of laggy. It says, don't trade what you can't afford to lose, right? Pretty simple. Prop firms, if you're working with one, definitely check out, scan this link, use code 6FTC or any of the codes mentioned here, because as we grow, the more that costs you nothing, it helps us a whole bunch. So other than that, that's all we've got in terms of disclaimers. Oh, Take Profit Trader has 40% off, which is a pretty good sale. It's a very good sale, probably one of the best, period. I think funding ticks, which I think we have in there too, is a little bit cheaper, but their rules are not as good. And my funded futures, there's just so many of them at this point. I personally am running a whole host of them, so we shall see. But we got everything up, got everything loaded. Joseph, my dad, it's a strong name. But I marked up the charts a little bit. We have about another 60 seconds, 120 seconds to kind of come take a look. So starting with ES, we're really kind of forming this pattern. I'd love us to see us get below this daily trend line. It's going to take some oomph. We're sitting at yesterday's closing price. Obviously, this is the 1 hour. Same thing with NQ. We really got a little bit top heavy there. But tomorrow's Wednesday, known for reversals. I'm hoping the reversal is not to the upside, but rather to the downside, but we shall see. So gold, on the other hand, has really been sitting in this nice little wedge formation. Right now, we've got a little imbalance set to the upside. Otherwise, I'd be looking to take out yesterday's low. And we already know, we talked about that this morning, would be trying to take out this middle range of that imbalance there. So that's big picture stuff. Now we get to go to little picture stuff because that's really what we're here to do. NQ is sadly selling without us. I already got one nice little trade on NQ. Earlier Asian, just testing some settings to see if this function was going to function, but we'll see. So I'm up, I don't know, 500 between 3 accounts, 551 between 3 accounts, just testing things, but let's see what we can get out of this. I've got my Apex off screen. It's a bigger account. I'll be trading minis and then we mirror them to micros. So let's see. We've got about the first 2 minutes the range is formed. If we're selling, we're looking to take out this low first, okay? That's going to be 50% of the range. This low is going to be pretty close to 100% of the range. If we're buying, we're looking to take out this high. We're already sitting below yesterday's closing price, so we like that an awful lot for that sell side. ES is already looking pretty downside-y, and gold has been so smooth too, so let's not sleep on gold. Lord knows the one time you tap on it, it's going to be like, not today. Not today. So this trend line is set to a bigger time frame. It's not going to be exact, but look at it as a big picture. It's kind of exactly where we want it to be. Nice big candle to the downside. Let's see what we can't get. Oh. I don't know why I can't see the YouTube thing right now, but I just can't. We're looking like we're trying to get to the bottom. I've got NQ up off the screen ready to potentially act. And I'm going to be trying to track gold a little bit better. Gold is taken off. We've got a 0.15 ATR set on this range. If I'm selling, this is what this looks like. You can give it the whole value of the range. We're obviously looking to target those lows. It's about a 1.3 to 1. If you're targeting that 50% mark, it's about a 2.3 to 1. So let's see. What are you guys looking at? What pair are you looking at? You tell me. Gold is breaking out to the top side.
I have the NQ up.
Just NQ?
NQ.
Are you looking for the sell?
Yes, I'm in the sale now.
Good job. I'm entering now at this red line. We've just got our first kind of entry there. So I'm in NQ on the sell. Just entered, fresh entry. But I also don't want to sleep on gold because gold has been miraculous, beautiful, perfect, just like this great way to be. How many points are you up on NQ since you were already in it? We're using the 1 minute. Oh, let's see. Gold took off too far.
I'm just about probably a few ticks, maybe about about 10 ticks or so. Well, no, probably about almost 20 ticks.
Not a
I
bad.
had just gotten into it.
Look at gold, man. Look at gold. It hit the full
I
rate
will look at gold.
instantly. Man, guys, what is this? That's okay. I've got my NQ up. I'm up about, what is that? $40. That's 1 point, 1 point, 2 points. 2 points on NQ. I really want to keep gold up off screen, but it might have just moved too far without us. Because this is that whole candle. It's already gone. It's already gone for the day. So no, no. How's your trading been going, Trader A?
It's been going pretty well. I feel like these summer markets are just, in the holiday market especially, has just been really tough.
It has.
I I expected last week to be tough with the short week, and it was tough. But I was expecting that this week would be a much better week with everybody coming back in the market having been closed for a while. I thought there would be more volatility and more action. So I was a little bit disappointed with the slow start of it. But I guess, what I'm always learning is, well, if you could just wait it out and wait it out, because you can see where, I guess, maybe in the morning times, sometimes it's super, super choppy. But then if you just wait it out, these nice trends come. So I kind of been losing my shirt in the chop instead of just kind of waiting. Maybe if I had just waited a little bit longer. So I'm really I'm really having an issue like going on tilt, blowing the whole account, and not just, just stopping and just coming back for another day, accepting the loss. So that's just kind of what I'm working on right now.
And that's honestly a humble and a great way to be working on that though, seriously, because we've all been there. Even myself, we talked about it this morning. Like, I'm very okay with $5,000 on the day. Like, instead of going for those huge days, like this morning was a complete chop fest. Today would be the kind of day that I would have blown the accounts, if you had asked me that 6 months ago, because I would have kept at it. Just, and it,
Right. And that's what I did. I kept at it. And thankfully I had a little bit left, or I, was able to get another account by the time we started trending. But I didn't have to blow those other accounts. I've really got to stop that, because I'm really getting to the end of the road on being able to replace them. And I
yeah.
feel like it's so wasteful, and it's not a good business habit if this is what I want to do for my career.
Something I had proposed, first off, I freaking love that you said that. Like, seriously, I freaking love it because think about it. I really wish people would maybe consider, hey, look, if I'm going to spend $100 on a challenge, I'm going to put $100 into my own account as well, like an AMP account. Because you only need like $1,000 is definitely pretty low. But most of you guys have bought more than 10 accounts. God knows I've bought more than
Absolutely, for sure.
like, see, we've already self-funded your own accounts. Like, if to me, I think a good budgeting practice would be something on the lines of, hey, look, if I'm going to put that much into an account or to a prop firm, I'm going to put the same amount or at least 50% of that amount. So, like, if you're buying a take profit trader, it's $100 right now, cool. But then you have to put $50 aside for your AMP account because that doesn't have the same rules to blow. Like, it doesn't, it's not the same. And it's such a good feeling too to be able to trade your own money. It's changes everything.
Yeah, that's what I think I need to do, is start trading my own money. I just need to get clear on the rules, because I think the kind of accounts that I have, or the amount of margin that I have, I think I literally am only able to trade starting with the New York session, because I've tried to trade, like put in early morning orders in the Asian session, and it doesn't even take the orders. So I think I got to just get clear on that.
Wait, is that with AMP particularly or no?
You know what? I think I was doing it on Webull. I do have AMP as well, but on this particular time, I think it was Webull or Optimus, because I have Webull, Optimus, and Ninja Trader. Those are the live accounts that I have. And I mean, they don't have a lot of money in them. They may have like 400 or $500 in each of them, but it's just I'm so afraid to trade them. So I've
I
just been putting it off.
I think do your own research, but I think AMP has a lower margin requirement than Optimus. I'm 90% sure lower than Optimus and Webull, and I can't speak for that other one, but Ninja Trader for sure. Ninja Trader requires a lot more margin, surprisingly. I was like, seriously?
Well, I think it's just like maybe a $10 difference between AMP and Optimus and Ninja. I think those are all discount brokers. Now, Tradeovate was high, but Ninja has always been a discount broker also.
Really? I don't know.
It's cheap. Yeah, it's $50 for one micro ES and 100 for micro NQ, and I think AMP maybe 40 for ES.
Ooh, that
ES, RTY, and YM, the micros are 40, I
I
believe.
think I funded my Ninja Trader through Tradeovate, so I don't know. I can't speak on.
Yeah, if you funded it through Tradeovate or if you got it before they merged, then Tradeovate was very expensive because it wasn't a discount broker.
Ah, see, that I don't know. See?
Yeah,
Nope.
but Ninja is a discount broker, so theirs are cheap, like $50 for a micro. Not for an NQ, but for ES, RTY, and YM. Yeah, but no, crude oil and gold, they're expensive. They're the same price as the NQ, so they're higher.
Hmm. Well, okay, I'll have to check that out. I can't say for sure.
Yeah, but I do need to start trading those because, like you say, if I make $50 on one of those, then the $50 is mine. Whereas, just think of all the days that I've made this amount of money or that amount of money on the funded accounts. But can I do it 5 days straight, or can I keep the account 10 days? That is the problem. So, yeah, I do need to get that feeling of success in my own account.
I just think it feels good. Like it feels to trade your own funds. There's less rules, less nonsense, less. Did I hit the consistency rule? Did I jump over this? Is it more than 30%, less than 30%? Is this trade too big, too small?
Right. So
This
many obstacles.
the stupid contract thing with Apex is my biggest complaint. I guess this is called the prop firm. Uh,
Oh, I totally agree. And they don't have it automated too. To me, if you're going to have a rule like that, it should just be automated. Like, how is it in the middle of a trade? I'm supposed to think, oh, well, am I using a third of my contracts? I
yeah,
think that with Apex, as well as the drawdown rule or something, or I don't know if it's the drawdown or if it's the amount of risk, those different rules. I don't know. And this caused me not to get as many Apex accounts because of it, because I just feel like I don't need all of those
yep,
extra rules.
I feel ya. All right, we're losing NQ again, guys. So let's see if we can't get the rest of this move to the downside. I got knocked out in profit, couple points only. Kind of playing it really safe in a choppy market, but I am re-entering now. Sadly, my mirroring is not going through properly, so that kind of stinks. I literally tested it right before this call, and it went to all the account. Well, I guess I only tested it with the three, so maybe I didn't enable it the same. So we'll see. See what we can't get on all of these different things. And here we go. We're trying to sell this again. Trade still valid. The breakout trade. Gold again was the easy peasy trade of the day. That was gold. One and done. Easy. And then oil. Let's take a look.
All right, so I got out of my NQ. I'm not great at holding the moves. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's still going. I'm so bad at holding the moves.
I just got back in it. What I told everyone this morning in the class was I'm really considering disabling this and just watching it on TradingView. Now I know that there's going to be a cost to that decision, especially on accounts
Wait, disabling what, Jenny?
disabling this little price filter thing here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know how to
What
say
is
it.
that? Is that a dome or a times
This,
of sales or something?
this is trade of eight. So like I can see how much it's in profit. Like so if I have on two, three contracts, for example, this is a couple $1,000 and it messes with you because when it comes up this much and it goes back down, it messes with I think the psychology quite a bit and that just it stinks. So I think I'd rather not see the P&L, but just trust my trade analysis as it's going, like it's going to play out or it's not. But if I follow the rules based off of my trading plan, I'll be able to catch this whole move much, much better than if I just try to make it work exactly like I want it to make it work. That's stupid, and it's not working either.
Right. Okay.
And I'm choking the trade out. But we just hit target, so this is what we wanted to hit. We wanted to hit this low, and we just hit that level.
Oh,
So
that's great.
I just
That is awesome.
boom.
So, do you want to see your profit or do you want to see your drawdown? Because there's another screen where you can see your profit and your drawdown.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see it. Like so, for
Oh,
example,
okay. You don't want to see it. Okay.
if I know I can afford, let's just say $300 risk on that account, let's say I'm mirroring that between 12 to 20 some odd accounts, depending on how many brokers I'm trading at the time. Cool, that's $300, times whatever the accounts. I know that provided I've got the right contract sizes on, I can let this trade fall out. So let's say we took this one and this is, let's say, $300 risk. I know, cool. Even if it comes all the way up into here, then I'm going to close it manually. And if not, I want to try to let this run until we either get cross back above on the MACD, until we cross back above the 8 or the 20, or until we get above like the previous candle. So even if I want to trail by like the candles, cool, I'll trail by the candles versus just getting in, seeing 300 or letting my automated trailing stuff kind of take over because that's stupid. That means I'm catching this much of that move, which is fine when I'm just building up the account. But if I'm now that I'm trying to build the live accounts and trying to like maintain this account long term, I need to be able to catch and hold this move, this whole move, which I haven't been doing. So that was our trade on the night. I got it in two parts, one part and two parts.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I'm more of a jump in and out of the trades. I don't hold them very well for 1/16 to move.
How many micros or minis are you trading at a time?
I usually trade one mini if I'm trading minis, or if I'm trading micros, I'll trade 5 micros.
Okay, nice. Very, very nice. I like this one. Trade's still valid. But all we wanted to do was take out that low and we took out the low. No major drawdown, nothing. This is so easy in FX. Because you're not looking at it the same. ES did really, really good. We just tapped yesterday's low, which is awesome. It tells us a little bit of a story about NQ. We might have some more room to come down for yesterday's low. That's quite a bit of a ways away. And then gold is doing the dang thing. So we hit 1 hour range perfectly and we're coming back down. We're done. We're done. That's it. That's all we needed. Couple minutes. I sadly was not mirroring to all those accounts. In total, on those trades, that's up a total of $485. So $485 not mirrored to however many accounts this is. I don't know.
Hey Jenny, I don't know why that always happens. It seems like that happens to so many people when the trade is super good for whatever reason. It's not hooked up on the copy trader.
I know it's stupid. Let me go check my trade sinker. I bet you it's because I disconnected one of the brokers and then it doesn't matter. Like it should have been connected. That's stupid. Stupid, stupid people. No, it's not turned on. That's just lame. It's just not turned on. Actually, that account's not even listed in here. Huh. Whatever. Where's my NQ at? That's it. That's all I got. We're working on the automation, guys. We have a meeting tomorrow with the developer. Super excited to kind of get the rest of the rules built in. Otherwise, Donna, what are you doing? Donna,
Yes.
was that Caden?
Yeah, because you kept saying the S word and he heard you in the background. And then he said, Mommy, don't say that word. I said, That's not me. Come tell Miss Jenny.
Oh. I was like, I didn't say a bad word though. S. Now I got it. I caught on.
He
Hi,
said,
Kaden.
Don't say
I'm
that
sorry.
word. He's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Tell him it's silly. It's just a silly market.
I will.
Silly, silly man. Oh, okay. Well, that's the trade I wanted to take. We got it. I missed gold, which I'm okay with, I suppose. It took two entries to catch down in this big picture, which I can handle that. So low and slow, and I missed gold because it happened while I was looking at NQ. Beautiful, pretty close up to a full range of a nice flag formation coming. And if you really want another trade, I think we've got a nice gold potential set up. It's a little late, but the risk isn't bad because you'd be risking to this as your stop loss all the way up into here, which is going to give you about a 2 to 1. About a 2 to 1. Come up to take out that high. You can put your risk at 50% of that zone. It's going to be a 1.18 to 1 or a little shy of a 2 to 1 if you're using this as the candle that broke out. So you broke out, you've retested, you've got that strong confirmation. This wick, though, ahead of time is not so good. The wick ahead of time, not so good. Uh-oh. Not even a little. I like this one. I like it, like it. Great name. All right, guys, do you have any questions, comments, things you want to go over in terms of the updates from the breakout indicator strategy, feature requests? We're going to have that kind of, hopefully we can create this system that will automatically go straight to the developer, or I guess it has to go through me first, but um, please do let me know. Otherwise, we got our trade. We're done. If this wasn't closing with wicks, I would be really excited about taking this as a potential buy, but we've got 2 wicks to the upside, so no seconds left on that double wick candle. Not worth it. Joseph, do you have multiple lines on yours? Multiple targets?
All the same, like what I see from your screen.
Uh-huh.
Let me check on here. I'm the one that you helped earlier.
Rich, you're rich?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm the one.
So,
Yes.
just so you
Yes,
guys
I
know,
see it. I see
okay.
multiple lines. Yes.
So odds are, and this is only a guesstimation, so bear with me, I apologize if I'm wrong, but by guesstimation, you were running an outdated version. So what I had to do in order to catch everybody up on the right versions was any existing version that I did still have access to in my little back office here, I backdated to one of the earlier models. This way, the Futrix version, the one that I license agreement to for Futrix, and then of course the 6FTC version, they're both going to update seamlessly, easily. But any other person who's using those unlicensed versions, some of them I couldn't delete because all of it was still out there. So I needed to kind of get everything under the same roof. So likely you were running that version that was not licensed, which you still technically had access to. And in theory, if I did it properly, you would not have had access to some of the newer features. But now that you're running the version that's linked to the Discord, you should have it all good to go and you're set.
Thank you.
You are welcome. What time frame are you looking to use it on?
I'm doing what you're doing. 2 minutes. I'm just copycatting whatever you're doing. That's what I'm doing. It's
I
been
like
it's been good so far today.
today was good. I loved 2:30. I had it on, this is gold. 12:30. Gold was, hold on, 12:30 gold right there. That is today. 12:30 gold was awesome. This is the 2:30. I've been playing with it. I have 11:30 up on one of the times. So again, I have a couple of different charts with this up. At this point, I kind of wanted on a couple of the different 30-minute and 1 hour marks, but 11:30, 12:30, 2:30, not to say they're all going to win. They're not. That's cap. We'll call it as we see it. It's not accurate, but how many of these you can go get a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 trade, and there's not a lot of guesswork. There's not a lot of, oh, well, how do I know? You don't know. You take the trade with the risk that you can digest, and then you go on with your life. You're going to be up or you're going to be down, and that's it. It's kind of awesome. I think it's simple. Kind of awesome. These were the trades this morning. We had a couple. I got knocked out a lot too, but I know people who lost all of their accounts today, live accounts too. So considering we didn't lose any accounts, I took a win, a loss, and a win. And then I took, I think, one other trade. That's enough on the day. Perfect. And that's for a choppy. We didn't even break out really of the 15-minute range all day long. We just kind of stayed. We popped up, we popped down. We stayed within it for the remainder of the entire day. It's wild. Wild, wild. And guys, if you're on YouTube and you're making something, I can't see it. I'm getting some alert saying I'm guessing I'm getting a private message or something, but I can't see those right now. Don't know why. That's on me. I'm sorry. Sorry, sorry. Let's see if I can't pull that up. I don't know. View. Speaker. Full screen. Don't know why it's not there. Ah, there we go. Oh, I see it. First time here, does this automatically chart the times? What do you pick that? I am wealthy. You can pick that. Completely customizable. I wanted to build something. This is, and I'm going to say that proudly and wear it with a crown. This is the best kind of straddle strategy, breakout strategy, orb strategy indicator script for TradingView on the market. There's nothing that does the things that this does. There's some that touch this part or this part or this part, but there's no other indicator or system that does all of the things that this does. So to answer your question, it's completely customizable. If you want to trade London Breakout and that's your jam, then program it to that. And that would mean you're kind of targeting the time before London opens, right? That's how London Breakout works. It's always before. The people in America or the people trading the New York orb, which is now viral, right? Which I do want to say we were doing the orb before it got viral. But I digress. What they're doing is they're actually doing the actual candle of that open. So they're doing after the fact, right? Or let's say, hey, you work and you need to get to work. So you want to be targeting 6 a.m. I'm not going to dare say that every 6 a.m. is going to be perfect. No different than every 9 a.m. is not perfect, right? It's just not. It doesn't exist. But it does give you a great system. Like some people are using session open, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I think those are really good. That's kind of the 6 FTC, 8 p.m. Sydney session is kind of awesome, especially for gold and oils, metals. But completely customizable. So you can decide if you want to view this on a 15-minute breakout entering on the 1 minute, you can set that up too. If you want to view this as a 5-minute system entering on the 1, you can, or just a 1-minute breakout entering on the 1, you can do that too. Obviously, there's buffers included. There's contracts, like if you want to know exactly how much you want to risk, to say, hey, if I'm going to have my stop loss approximately 50%, it'll give you contracts and tick sizes. If you're going to have your stop loss on the other side of the range, it gives you contracts, because that's the hard part about futures too, is knowing how much to risk. And I can talk about this for hours, but that's completely customizable, is in short what it is. Why 12:30, if you don't mind me asking? Because remember, a lot of this is obviously, for London and for New York, people are targeting that momentum, that volume, right? But let's be honest, not every day is that volume or momentum positive for us. So if you go and automatically or manually test the 9:30 kind of breakout, especially on those smaller time frames, you're not going to get grand results. And or the ones you're gonna get when it's really, really great, typically the time frame is too high for you to digest any kind of a pullback, so it's not a viable strategy. That's kind of how I feel about people trying to trade the 15-minute orb with the 1 mini. Most people's accounts can't hold that. I mean, even if you have a $300,000 account with $40,000 of equity, it's still not enough to hold probably 50 to 70% of the opening ranges. It's just not enough. So to answer why that time is because at 12:30, okay, so I'm gonna not cherry pick. I'm gonna go, please forgive the drawings. I'll remove those actually. Remove all drawings. And please forgive the boxes too. We're working on why they're popping all over the place. That I do not know. So this one is not particularly the one I was actually referencing. I think we've got some pictures of it in our Discord, but this here is 12:30, okay? At 9:30, a lot of volume comes to the market. It chops around. It typically swings up and or down, most of the time both. At 10:30, you've got all the ICT principles and the fair value gap, liquidity sweep, unicorn model, or I forget which one is which, But at that 10:30 portion-ish, you've got all those 9:30 traders who are getting ready to force their last trade on the day, all the way up until what, 11, right? How many traders do you know that say they trade from 9:30 to 11 and that's all they trade? Well, after 11, if you go check, a lot of days, there's a lot of great moves that happen. Um, I don't personally like 11 because I think that still kind of falls into that ICT, swing one direction or another direction really hard. But starting at 11:30, you can choose the hourly mark. Think 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I don't do 3, but 11, 12, 1, 2. You have to watch out for news, obviously. Be careful for that. But that's the hour, right? I personally don't do the hour in New York PM afternoons. If I'm present and in my office, I'm typically doing the 30-minute at 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30. And what I find is you get a lot of days like this. And no, I'm not there going to say that every day is that perfect because that would be cap. But this is 11:30. You don't really break out, so you don't win or lose. This is 12:30. That's a holiday, so we're going to get past all that nonsense. I don't think this template is the one that I had that up on. You have chop days that barely hit a little bit of targets. That exists too, sadly. That's 9:30. That's a beautiful 9:30. Beautiful. I like 2-minute. I also go to the 5 quite often lately because the 5 just kind of digests some of that noise. But here's your 12:30 to give you an idea. 12:30, that's a 4-hour trade. This is 2:30. That's I don't know, 5, 6-hour trade. You would have got stopped out once, okay? Depending on if you have any ability to see the market. I mean, some of this you do have to digest it yourself, but you get this beautiful move up, this huge excursion down. I'm probably not looking for a continuation of this buy, but either way, going true to form, this does break out. So I would take one loss here, and then I would make that up times 3 with one gain here. So 2 trades, it took me about 30 minutes, depending on how much risk I have on that trade. I'm still up $2,000 by whatever amount of accounts I've got. Few thousand, basically. And some days are choppy, they're just kind of floating around. So I love it. And there's less manipulation too. There's less drama at 12:30 and 2:30. 8 p.m. is great too. There's no drama, but there's also no volume. Whereas in New York, there's volume. That's 9:30. That's 12:30. Kind of bounces around. It still stays within this range the entire time. So this one took some patience, but man, it dropped hard, right? It stayed within that range, never got above that 12:30 high. This is 2:30, just to show you. That's all it is. Kind of love it. Kind of love it a lot. NQ is still going down, baby. Still going down. I'm not in it though. Not in it. I got my low. Got knocked out here.
Yeah, it's amazing that it's still going. I just really need to have more conviction in my trades.
Where are you trading at? TradingView or Ninja?
I'm trading right now. I'm trading on Project X.
Gotcha.
It's a trade day. It's a trade day account.
Okay. Well, I think on Project X, you can turn off the profit. So, like, if I was on Project X, just make it to where you can't see the profit. Maybe all you can see is the points.
Oh, it's not so much the profit. I guess I see a green bar and I start trailing my stop. I start using my stop and trailing the price so hard instead of just leaving it. I'm just an ultra scalper, but I have to get used to having some retracement to my target.
Well, on Project X, I think that's the number one reason for me to use something like Project X would be like think JGS, I would be in this trade somewhere up in here. And then my job is to trust my analysis and hold this trade until it crosses back above the 20 moving average, for example. So just, I will erase this, guys, but let's say I'm using structure, okay? And in this case, I can afford that based off of the risk. I'm going to be targeting that low. That's almost a 4-to-1. Let me find out. If I'm risking $1,000 on that trade, it's 4 contracts. So let's just say we're risking $500 on that trade. That would give us two contracts. You have a lot of options here. So on a $500 trade, this is obviously Sydney, so there's less volume. You can trade more contracts. But by the time you get down to let's say a 1.5 to 1, which is here,
Mm-hmm.
you can say I'm going to close out one contract. And now after this point, so if we imagine like a vertical line here, now just trail by candle, and that still gets you, if you're trailing by candle, that would still end up getting you, gosh, I don't know, with by the time because you scaled out, probably a 2 to 1 because you scaled out. If you didn't scale out, close to a 3 to 1.
Right. And I need to practice doing that. I mean, that's a great reason to use the micros so that I can scale out like that.
True, very true. It's the best reason to trade more than one contract. You'll have to refresh the purple circle. Yeah, that's honestly, that's what I need to work on now too, is if I perfected the art of mastering the apex rules of non-sensory, which means I just catch this move, I catch this move, I catch this move. But now I need to loosen up some of those, loosen that belt a little, and let this play out, which means all the way until we get back above the 8 moving average, the 20 move. I don't think I have the 8 on here.
So, Jeannie, you would let it come all the way back up to the moving average?
Well,
No, but the moving average is down now, so it's not that far up. I see what you're saying.
well, so remember, if I risk $500 on this trade, and this is about a 4 to 1, this is a $2,000 reward as it sits right now, based off of that entry that we just discussed. So think about it this way. Right now, we're spending a lot of time and money to catch this move, right? And then that also means in order to pass and or get funded or get to the next payout, we have to catch this one and this one and this one, or this one and this one and this one. For every decision we make, psychology says what? You decision fatigue. There's 100 things that go wrong. You only have
Right.
X amount of good decisions in you, okay? Even when you're winning, your psychology is impacted. That book by what's his name, Jared Tendler, and the Mental Game of Trading talks about that a whole bunch, right? It messes with
Right.
psychology. So the amount of decisions you have to make to get the same $2,000, if we keep doing this whole I bought, I got out, 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 the amount of decisions you made in here left room for 80% human error, okay? Whereas deciding that I'm going to hold this, it leaves less room. So like take the same example, $500, 4 to 1, $500 risk, 4 to 1, $2,000 profit, multiply by whatever amount of counts you're doing. The truth is, even if I give back, let's say a whole $500, or let's say 700, because we've extended pretty far, right? Even if I give back
Right.
$700, that's still a $1,300 trade that made one. And then how do I exit? Two decisions. That's it. So,
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. It's definitely some place that I'm going to have to get because that's where all the mistakes come in. You hop in, you hop out. For me, I'm saying that's where the mistakes come in, and then I end up going on tilt because I'm fatigued. I've made too many decisions. I've been in profit, then I've lost, then I've gotten myself back to break even, then I've gotten in profit again, then I try to get a little bit more, then I'm down again, and boom, I end up blowing the whole thing. It's just, it turns into such a mess.
okay, that's all psychology. None of that's even trading though. So here, number one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say you're allowed to take a total of 3 trades on the day. Like
Right,
if you just do that one thing, that's going to change the amount of blown accounts. Just one thing, you're only allowed to take 3 trades on a day. And because you're only allowed to take 3 trades on a day, it means you also need to maximize that trade you're taking. So if you're trying to take this trade, it means, hey, I'm hoping to get a 2 to 1 is kind of my minimum. That's what I'm targeting. So if I get a 2 to 1, I'm allowed to close. If I hit structure, I'm allowed to close. Otherwise, I'm going to let this go and I'm going to start trailing by candle as I hit 2 to 1 or whatever rules are going to apply best to your psyche. Like I don't get to decide that. I can give you some ideas, but at the end of the day, you have to decide this trade. If you're only allowed to take 3, it's going to help you hang on to this better. And this one trade is likely more profitable than the 5 you would have taken just by going.
right. Yeah, or 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not alone. I'm right there with you. I think everybody has been. I promise,
right.
guys. I promise. I promise. But all right. Well, we got a great single trade, single mingle, single. Let's see. Gold it made us move and then played around. So I'm glad I didn't get silly. I was really tempted here, but the Wicks made me say no. The Wicks said, no, thank you. I don't want to play. So I was wise. I stayed out of it. I'm keeping my grubbies off too. I'm really just taking my one trade, my couple of trades, and that's it. I'm done. I have not been over trading. I've not been taking 58 trades. My average trading amount per day is even down on TradeZella. They're like, oh, hey, on your best days, you average about 7 trades. I'm like, okay, cool. That means
That's wonderful.
that's what I'm saying. If you go back in and you look and you're like, hey, you took 50 trades today, it probably wasn't the trading, it was the psychology.
Well, that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to practice with Project X. If I get like 3 of these or one more of these day trade accounts, I'm going to practice doing the trade copier with it.
No, lock it. Project X locks all of that. You can
Yeah,
make
no, I will. No, I will lock myself out with Project X. No, you're right. I will lock myself out with Project X, but I also want to practice because I can lock myself out so well, and I just don't have the fever over Project X like I do over like Take Profit Trader. It's like
it's
I
because of this. It's because of honestly, I feel like it's because of this, guys. Honestly, I just feel like watching this tick by tick, second by second, just edging up, and then you see the P&L and it's thousands of dollars. And then you see like right below here, you'll see hundreds and hundreds and of thousands either appearing or disappearing. And it's
right.
whoa, it's a lot.
It's too much. Well, I've been getting up just saying, okay, do some more squats, do some push-ups. I'll just get up and just I have to stop looking at it because I'm just like, could you just go ahead and go already? And I'm trying not to sit there and look tick by tick, but I'll try to get up and maybe do some exercises and
See,
come back.
I like I've got a little dice on my desk. It's actually not little, it's like a 4x4 little thing. So you can do jumping jack and leg raises and water break and squats and push-ups. And then you have to spend that every hour. So yeah, it's a good idea. Very good idea.
But I'm going to take that 3 trades a day per account, and I'm going to do that. And that way I won't be hopping in and out because, I mean, I just attract accounts that were up, I end up blowing them. Or, like I get the accounts in profit, then I bring them all the way down, and then I have to get them back up again. And, it's just ridiculous. It's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable behavior at all.
Well, honestly, so Blue Guardian, Trade Day, there's any of the platforms that offer Project X, stay there for a little while because you can lock the number of trades you take. You can lock the sessions you're allowed to trade. You're allowed to lock you have a lot of locking ability on Project X, which is kind of nice.
It
It,
is. It's very nice.
yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Well, I am wealthy for life. I would ask your name, but the last person I asked on YouTube what their name was, they got all offended. So to answer your question, we're actually having that built out right now, and that's always going to be it's going to be based off of which sessions. Like, so if you're doing just New York and only 15 minutes, I mean, statistics say that's about 60 to 70% accurate. I personally don't do that, so nor do I think it's that accurate. So it's going to depend on, like, for example, if you're adding a buffer to your setting, what time frame you're doing. But the cool thing is you can actually, once this gets built out the way that we're hoping to finish the next update with this, it's just a lot of time and money that goes into it to build it because I'm a great thinker but not a coder developer, so there's that. But it will be kind of listed right here in the corner telling you kind of the average accuracy over the last 90 days or whatever you're kind of having it programmed set to. Mind you, you can set the settings in here of like what the look back period is, right? How many sessions you want to go back. So that's where you'd be able to control how many. But then because there's so many other settings, you're going to have to decide, are you going to be including New York in that test? Are you including pre-market in that test? The pre-market label, that's when I have it set to 8, but are you going to be including a buffer? Are you going to be using your stop loss as the halfway point or the whole way point? So that's going to be very subjective to all of those settings. I think for a 1-to-1, your average accuracy is better than 60 to 70% on most of the major time frames. Think 8 p.m., 9:30. Um, I like I like 8 a.m. a lot, Eastern Standard Time. But beyond that, if you're putting it like at 829 or something, that I don't know. So you're gonna have a lot of stuff to look into and play with, which is kind of cool. Very, very cool. So, but all right, guys, somebody is fiddling around with their stuff. I'm gonna go mute participants. We got some weird background music. Somebody is like moving furniture, maybe. So that's all I've got on today. I would have loved to catch gold. We've got a nice little flag kind of forming. I'm not gonna chase it. I'm done. I've done my good works on the day, and we'll be trading again tomorrow. If you guys are live in the Discord, feel welcome to jump in that audio hangout and tag me in the members of the public group or whatever, and we'll just hang out in there a little bit. We can screen share in the morning, and then of course we'll be back live on Thursday for live classes. If you have questions, comments, all those things, put them in the chat. Don't forget to check out Take Profit Trader. They have the 40% off. Apex, My Funded Futures, all of them are in the link tree. So scan the link tree, use code 6FTC, and that's all I've got. Oh, I will say a message just popped up on my little thing. They said, look, they're already up $6,521 since July 2nd using. I started the only close feature. Not bad. $6,500 in about a week and a half using the Dragonfly. Granted, they're testing things. So either way, I'm really excited for them, and we'll see. I'm excited to see what the next 6 months holds for all these people. So that's all of my big announcements. Happy trading. Happy Tuesday. Please don't give back your profits for the love of God. Take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Jenny. Have a
And
pleasant evening, everyone.
you
Good
too.
night, everybody.